Alright. Okay. So, first off, let me just start off by saying this is basically a vlog. This is a vlog. This is me vlogging right now. And it's me vlogging about Star Wars. So, first off, from the big, this is gonna be me talking about Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, the new movie that just came out. I just finished watching it literally about 7 minutes ago. I literally got out of the theater, peed, and came to my car because I needed to talk to somebody about this because I have a lot of emotions. And I see some people are in the car in front of me talking, and I'm just hopefully I don't look weird here looking at my camera, my phone. But I have a lot of opinions about this freaking movie right now. And it's gonna be probably, I'm gonna just do my general opinion about it, and then I'll get into spoiler talk, and then I'll get into shit that flipped me out. So the movie, I think if you've seen the other two, episode 7, episode 8, you should probably see episode 9 just to get that full, complete trilogy feeling. General comments without any spoilers. Character growth for the main characters was fine, but some of the side characters was not fine. It was a little weak, which is what they've been doing kind of in the spin-off movies too. They've been kind of weak on the character development with the side characters, and some of the main characters sometimes, depending. But that's the thing. I think that the visual effects are about as good as they're ever going to get. There's no way to make them better than they are now, really, visual effects wise. Sound design is great as always. Star Wars movie. Score, pulls at your heartstrings. John Williams. There were moments I enjoyed, moments I did not enjoy. I would suggest watching it if you're a Star Wars fan, if you want to see how the new trilogy ends. You should probably have some knowledge of Star Wars in general to see this movie. I mean, coming in with no knowledge, you would probably be a little lost with certain things that happen. You would still be able to enjoy it because it's still it's a Disney action, Disney family action movie. You're just going to be able to enjoy the movie for its own merits, obviously, because it's still a well-made film. But it would be important to kind of know certain things in Star Wars story and certain events and certain characters in order to enjoy it. But in terms of a rating out of 10, I don't know. I'll come back at the end of the movie. At the end of this video, I'll come up with a review because I need to talk about the shit that happens in the movie. Okay, this is a spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. I'm gonna talk about a lot of shit that happens in the movie now. I'm gonna go off. All right. Quick plot synopsis. If you don't want to watch the movie, you just want to get me remembering the shit that just happened. And I didn't remember everything, but here's what the plot synopsis is. Okay, so first off, here's the plot synopsis without getting into certain things. Plot synopsis. Okay. Movie starts out, Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, goes to a planet with a Sith temple, finds out Palpatine is alive. Palpatine's alive and has been sustained through some weird technology. Also, Snoke apparently was a clone or something, or a bio project by Palpatine. He tells Kylo he's been talking to him this whole time, whatever. Next thing we know, Rey's training on a planet. She's doing that kind of shit. And, we gotta beat the First Order. Okay, great. So you need to find a map to get to Palpatine and the other... So what Palpatine does is that he brings this huge fleet of fucking random Star Destroyers out of fucking nowhere with people manning it, apparently. Because apparently he had all this shit stored away for the winter, for emergencies, I guess. So he brings up this huge fleet of things. So the Resistance is we need to beat this shit, so we need to get to the planet. So you need to get this, it's always some kind of MacGuffin, cipher device so we can find the planet, right? So Rey, Finn, and Poe get back together, finally, you know, they're having adventures together, unlike in episode 8 where it was like cutting off half the team and like shit was, you know, we're not having our leads together, but that's a whole different conversation. Anyway, they go to this desert planet, shit doesn't end up well, you know, they don't get the thing. They find out a clue. There's a dagger, they get a clue. Chewie gets captured, okay. They go to another planet, Poe has a little bit of time. Apparently Poe's straight. This is, just so you know, Poe is straight. They want to make sure you know, Poe is straight, 100%. He is not, he is straight. He does not like men, okay? He only likes women. Women with pronounced feminine voices and boobs, okay? Just so you know, Poe is not gay. The movie really wants you to know that. Just so you know. So they go to that planet and they get the... So apparently C-3PO reads the dagger, which has an inscription for the planet location. He can't say it because it's a Sith word, and apparently the fucking... Whoever, I don't even know, like, I guess sometime in the original trilogy, they put a lock where he couldn't say shit, which makes no sense because fucking Anakin made him, so they reprogrammed him to where he couldn't say certain Sith words, which seems inconvenient, where they couldn't, like... Seems inconvenient, wartime-wise, whatever. Anyway, so... They go to this planet, rainy planet, it's like spy section. C-3PO loses memory, but they get the shit out of it. They go back, da-da-da-da, then they go to another planet, which is where the Death Star, the original Death Star, not the one from Episode 7, the original Death Star from Episode 4, crashed on this planet. And there's some people who defected from the First Order there. There's this vault that has another cipher that Rey wants to go get, and Rey gets there, but then Kylo Ren shows up. They fight. Rey kills him. After he destroys the cipher, she kills him. He's dying. She heals him with the Force, with her hands. And then he throws away his lightsaber, and Rey's on her way to the planet, right? Boom, 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 boom. They get to the planet. People are dying. You know, Rey and meets Palpatine. Apparently, oh, sorry. Go back. There was a twist. This was after they were on the fucking planet with Poe's old friend, who was a woman, who he, again, is not gay. Not gay. Ben Solo tells Rey that she's a Palpatine. She's a Palpatine. Okay. So she's a Palpatine. Whatever, she's a Palpatine, so she is a Palpatine. This thing that happens. And so she goes there, Palpatine's like, I've been expecting you, I want you to be the Sith Empress. She's like, what the fuck, Grandpa, you're kind of fucking weird. And, you know, she beats him, and then Ben almost dies. Ben, you know, heals her because she died. He heals her, and something happens there. We'll get into in a second. Don't worry. We're at 8 minutes, and I haven't even gotten to the shit I want to talk about. So, saves the day. Whatever. She calls herself Rey Skywalker then. Whatever. Anyway, all right, let's get into it. This movie moves at such a fast fucking pace at the beginning, and then slows to a crawl. This movie's the first, 45 minutes is breakneck pace. Literally running through, those events at the beginning I was talking about, they literally jump to planet to planet to planet at the very beginning. It's crazy how fast the movie goes at the beginning. It is insane. You don't have time to get any establishment. You're literally just jumping from planet to planet, never staying there for more than 2 seconds. It's, crazy. And then it just slows. It just stops. It, just takes all this time for this fucking Rey parentage subplot that I thought we had fixed. We had done it. We were like, oh, Rey came from random people. It doesn't matter who she is. She's just really good in the Force because of her will and her heart. Which I was like, great. I'm fine with that in Last Jedi. I was fine with Rey just having scavenging parents. She's just good in the Force. I was fine with that. But no, we gotta have everything connect because JJ is so bound by nostalgia. They have to have everything connect. Have to. That's another thing about this movie. This movie is bound by nostalgia. Lando Calrissian, you've already seen the trailer. He shows up. He does really nothing, which is fine because it's Lando Calrissian, but why is he here? Why is he here? Luke's X-Wing shows up for some reason. The movie ends on Tatooine for some reason. you know, Carrie Fisher's in here. Some of it's Carrie Fisher, some of it's not Carrie Fisher. There's a whole scene with like a young Mark Hamill and a young Carrie Fisher, and Leia was a Jedi Knight apparently, but we just mentioned it now, and it wasn't relevant before this. This movie just loves nostalgia. There's like, they give Chewie the fucking medal for the end of A New Hope. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why, JJ? You didn't need to have all this nostalgia in this movie. You like, I get that's what you did the first time, but you could have like expanded on shit. You could have like done something different. Like, you could have a little bit of callback, tiny callbacks, but not like really just ramp it up. Like, that's what was annoying, that it like ramped up the nostalgia harvesting for this one. But then, even more egregious was just, again, the whole, like, going back to the Rey parenting thing. Again, it didn't fix it, but it was like, everyone was like, who's her parents? Why is she good in the Force? Mary Sue. And it was like, she's just really good in the Force. She's gifted. It's like, great. Perfect. She's now a Skywalker. Fantastic. And then here we go, and she's a Palpatine. What? When did fucking Palpatine have children? To have a fucking... Apparently those are his kids. Rey's parents were her dad was a Palpatine? I believe Rey's dad is a Palpatine, which is like, when did that fucking happen? We never even mentioned this in any of the prequels. That just came out of fucking nowhere. Like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Let's stop asking about Rey's parents. No one gives a shit. It doesn't matter anymore now. It didn't matter. It did not do anything important for the story, as she's a Palpatine. Other than, oh, you're gifted or whatever, I guess. Because they didn't want to just make her good in the Force. They had to make her connected to fucking Palpatine to give her good powers. She couldn't just be good. Anyway, God. Also, this movie is obsessed with Kylo Ren. And obsessed with Kylo Ren and Rey's connection. And how they're like a pair. 2 = 1. Shit. The whole movie, they're like so like getting like a... Like you can't go 2 seconds without, like, them fighting an astral plane of the Force. Like, I'm getting so tired of that. That movie, like, started annoying me because they kept fighting in the Force area, astral plane, and would, like, throw shit at each other, like, physical objects. Like, how can they even do that? It makes no fucking sense. Like, I will buy the Force, you can heal someone with the Force. I'll buy that. I can buy you can shoot lightning out of your hands. I'll buy you can even lift shit up. But fighting in an astral plane, grabbing something from the other person, that doesn't make any sense. That literally does not, like... All the rest of that stuff is, like, tangible in, like... I am tangibly doing this thing with my hands in this area. I'm healing you by touching you physically while we're in the same place. I'm electrocuting you with my hands in the same area. I'm lifting something up in my same area. Astral plane fighting and grabbing things from someone else, I don't like that. I really don't like that. That really, like, annoyed me. They kept doing that, like, cop-out, so it wouldn't be like it was just a cop-out. It was just a cop-out. And the worst, literally, like, the worst thing that happened that, like, literally made me cringe was the fucking kiss. So, like I was saying earlier, Palpatine is fighting Rey. Rey, as double lightsabers, pushes him back with lightning. Like in Return of the Jedi, because J.J. Abrams wants you to be like, this is Return of the Jedi for the next generation. So like in Return of the Jedi, she pushes electricity back. Palpatine dies. She dies because she's overwhelmed. Ben crawls out of the pit he was thrown into by Palpatine, comes over to her and heals her. And they look at each other. And I was sitting there like, if they kiss, I swear to God, I'm done. And her first reaction is to kiss him. Now, I think he's, like, canonically way older than her. And she's canonically, like, 20-something? Like, 22 or 23? And he's, like, in his 30s. What the hell? Why would her first reaction be to kiss him? That I don't understand why her first reaction is to kiss him and not, like, just hug him or something. Like, I can see, like, hugging him. That's fine. Whatever. But kissing him? I don't understand. I'm confused. I'm like, it was just gross, dude. It was gross. People were like, huh? Like, I heard people in the theater like, what? But, yeah, this movie was... Also, the movie, like, bewildering editing sometimes. Bewildering editing. Like, there's a scene where Kylo Ren and Rey are fighting on this destroyed starship in the rain. And all of a sudden, they're fighting, and you just get a cut back to the Resistance planet, and they're like... And you see Leia touching herself and, like, walking off, and Maz Kanata's like, she knows the only thing she must do to get her son back is to give up the rest of her life force. I'm like, this came out of nowhere. So she then literally says Ben. He stops fighting, drops his lightsaber, and Rey stabs him. So literally, in the middle of this fight, random cuts to just the Resistance planet and Leia, when we had no build up to this at all. It just happened. She just dies, and I think it's because, again, unfortunately, Carrie Fisher's timely passing caused, I assume, this sort of like cut off in her storyline. But like, jeez, like that was so abrupt. She just dies out of the blue. He just dies out of the blue too. It's like, whoa, this is like out of nowhere, dude. It's crazy. Also, like, Finn, the whole movie's trying to like tell Rey, I guess he loves her or something, and that literally never gets resolved. Literally never gets resolved at all. Rose, Kelly Marie Tran, who was amazing, she is underutilized. They spent a whole movie having her and Finn pal around, and they're barely in the movie together this time. JJ pretty much was like, I don't know who she is, don't have her in any scenes or do anything. Like, right when I think that, like, they're gonna iterate on, like, the kiss she did to him last time, they didn't even mention it. Like, there's a scene where she's, like, saying goodbye to him, and he just, like, puts her hand on the shoulder and doesn't even do anything. It's like, if you're gonna set up the kiss, like, at least do something with it. Like, it wasn't great in the last one because Finn clearly had no interest in Rose in that way, because she kissed him and he didn't seem like he was happy about it because he likes Rey. But like, at least like do something with it. And then like every side character they introduce in the movie does nothing. That is like, there's no like character development, you know. Hux was the First Order kind of the normie in the First Order that we were following for these three movies. He gets fucking killed. He's a spy apparently because he wants Kylo to lose. Great, fantastic. He gets fucking shot by a new side character who does nothing. There's another side character who's a defector from the First Order, who's a stormtrooper, just like Finn. So there's gonna be some kind of like talking with them more than what we got. Like, they talked for like one conversation and that's it. And then she's just like, I'm going with you. Why? Because you guys are both in the First Order, you don't know him like that. Like, I mean, I understand if you want to help the cause, but like, why are you like so attached? It should have been probably Rose, who had a whole movie building up with him, have Rose stay and be like, I'm gonna stay with Finn because I know him, which would make sense. But no, they had this new character who gets no character development, so we don't even know anything about her at all. You know, it's just like random, you know. Also, Maz Kanata's in this movie because we had to bring her back, you know, which is fine. Brought her back, I guess, you know. Just, yeah, this movie's just all over the place, man. Like I said, the editing was weird sometimes. That one specific scene of editing with Leia, like the cut of just going back to Leia, going back to this, just like, what the fuck is this? It is just crazy. This makes no sense. Still don't like Adam Driver. This is Kylo Ren. That guy is just like ugly, and his acting's fine. He's just really ugly to me. Emperor didn't need to be here. I don't know why the fuck JJ decided to go back to the Palpatine well. Like, he really was like, Return of the Jedi was a good film to me. You know, movie's low key boring, and he was like, we gotta do Return of the Jedi again. Also, Palpatine has like a lightning storm at one point. Right, that was fucking nuts. But yeah, this movie's crazy. This movie's crazy. I don't know how. I said I was gonna give a rating. So I really like The Force Awakens. Honestly, The Force Awakens is probably my favorite Star Wars movie, which that invalidates my whole opinion about this whole movie and everything. I know, but I really like The Force Awakens a lot. Last Jedi I thought was fine. I didn't have any like bad or good feelings about it when I saw it. I kind of just saw it and was like, oh, that was a movie, and didn't really have like any opinion. This movie I have like very strong, like, what the hell did I just see kind of feelings. And again, the movie was fun. It was a fun, enjoyable, you know, Disney Star Wars film. It's just some of the parts were just like, Jesus Christ, this is annoying. Maybe a 7 out of 10. Yeah. God. Alright, no one's gonna watch this anyway, but hope you enjoyed me going off about Star Wars.